What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, coming back at you tonight to continue our lake breakdown series for Lake Livingston. If you missed the last one, we're on the Google Earth side of things, taking a look at what we can find out there, such as rock, debris, laydowns, all that good stuff. And then we're going to switch over to the Navionics mobile app here in a couple videos. But tonight, we're sticking with the Google Earth stuff. We're going to keep working our way north until we cover the rest of the lake. Let's go see what we can find. We are back out here on Lake Livingston. Let's go ahead and look at the left-hand side of Google Earth first, kind of show you guys how we have this organized. If you already saw the first video on Livingston, this will just be a repeat, but I'm just going to go through it really quick so you can kind of understand how we have everything defined and how we have everything organized in this lake breakdown. So first off, we'll start off with the channels and ditches. That's going to be all these little green tracks that you see, and each one of those tracks shows you exactly where the creek channel is. So we'll talk about those a lot, especially when we get up here into this area today on the video of where that creek channel is. We've got lots of debris, lots of laydowns. There are tons of laydowns on this lake and tons of different types of debris, so definitely some stuff to take a look at there. Also, we have Texas Park and Wildlife. Oh, and by the way, on the debris, I know it has an S in it. We just shortened the name, but since everybody keeps pointing it out, I'm going to go ahead and add the S back in there. Texas Park and Wildlife, this shows you where all the fish attractors are on the lake, which Texas Park and Wildlife, if you missed the first video, they put all these out there for the public. Right now, it's not as easy as it used to be, but it still gives you a full file of where all the attractors are, and then you just kind of have to place them on the right lake to go in order to get them in the right file. But anyways, they're all on the Simplistic Fishing card, and you have them all here. We're going to talk about a lot of them tonight as well. Then we've got the offshore hotspots. So the offshore hotspots are really anywhere to fish offshore. So you're kind of pulling offshore and you're really looking at contours and things like that to be able to find these spots. These spots are really found using the Navionics mobile app. So what we'll do is we'll have another video after this one. This one may actually take 2 more videos just to finish, but at some point in time, we're going to switch over to the Navionics mobile app. We're going to look at this lake from the contour perspective, and we're going to look at high percentage areas that we think you should be looking at. And then we've also got all the ramps marked on this lake. So you can see there's several of those. That's a very good pattern to run. And finally, last but not least, all the different rock areas. So whether it just be rock piles, rocky shorelines, riprap, all that stuff, we've got it all marked. So let's go ahead and just select everything, except for I'm going to take off the offshore. I'm going to go up here to view, and I'm going to take off this sidebar so now that we have a full picture. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off right where we finished on the last video, and that was right down in here, in this area down here by this resort. And we talked about all these different brush piles that are down here, got some laydowns. So this image right here, 2022, is actually a pretty decent image. Of course, now that I click on it, it goes to 2020. It's always a little bit tricky, but let's go ahead and just draw this back. My best one was around 2012 to 2011, somewhere right around in that area. But the trick is finding the right image when you're clicking through all these, because it moves around. So let's just go with, we'll go back up here. Let's just go with this 2012 for now. And as long as we can see everything, we'll point it out. If not, I'll move the date around and see what else we can find. So you can see right here as we move up here from this marina, our starting point, really just a couple things to look at. There's off this point, some interesting things. I don't know what it is, but looks like it could be rock or debris or something like that, but maybe just check this point. I also like how it has that nice flat top. That's going to be a really good point to fish around. You've also got a lot of laydowns right here in this area. And here you can see I've got a laydown marked, but we can't see it. So that means I'm not on the right year. So let's go here. 2014, the water was definitely down a lot lower. Now we can see some more stuff. So let's keep moving up, see what else we can find. Again, lots of docks. We talked about on the last video. You could fish docks for years on this lake, I think. So definitely a lot of different docks. Got a couple more ramps over here in this area, nothing special. Again, lots of docks. When you get back in here into this little pocket, you do, in this little shallow flat that's back here, you do have some pretty good amounts of laydowns. I've got some of the bigger ones marked here for you, but you can tell there's several back here in this area that you could fish around. And then this looks interesting too, especially if the water were to come up. I don't know if these are little cypress trees or what they are, but they're definitely flooded trees, and that can be a really good area to go look at, especially again in the springtime. Got some good ramps over here as well. You could take a look at if you were on that ramp pattern. Some old dock pillars here that you could check out. I don't know if these are dock pillars or if this is a seawall. Almost looks like an old seawall. But anyway, something to fish around. You know the fish love to get around that stuff. We've got more rock here, another ramp. Got some interesting little stumps that are out here too. You can kind of see them out here. There may be one here, but there's definitely one right in here. And I think I was able to get the water down a little bit further in one of these images. And there were more than just one stump. I put stumps, so that makes me think that whenever we looked at this, we found more than one. But now I can't get the image to work, so we're just gonna click back to 2012, 2014, sorry, and we're gonna keep moving. So anyways, scan around here, see if you can find any stumps or anything like that in that area. I'll pull this back here in just a second and show you where I'm at, but up here is Caney Creek. So I'm gonna move around this little point here. There's also some more laydowns that are on the outside of this dock, so you definitely want to look at that. Those are either laydowns or it's like a standing tree, but definitely something to fish around for sure. Some really good cover. And then when you get back in here, you just got a random laydown, but you've got a channel that comes through here. So you know, and this looks like it's shifted since we even made the line, but you know that you're going to have some oxygen pumping into here if it's been raining a lot and stuff like that. This is going to be a pretty good area to look around. You could even look around some of these docks that are closer to these creek channels. So let's go ahead and pull this back, show you where I'm at. Right, we started down here at this marina, and we're working our way up. We're almost to the bridge. We're just south of the bridge. So let's keep moving up. There's Caney Creek right there. Some more ramps here and some additional laydowns to take a look at. You've got a ditch that's back here. These little ditches sometimes, not all the time, because I've fished a bunch of them here on Lake Ray Hubbard and haven't done very good on any of them except for maybe just a few. So I shouldn't say any of them. I haven't done good on most of them, but there are a couple that are good. There's one over by Bass Pro that always seems to have a fish in it. But this is a pretty good ditch. So definitely go and look at that. See if you can find anything in that area. You've got some ramp here. You've got rock. You've got debris back here as well. You've got another Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractor that's right here off of this point. That can be very, very interesting. I love fishing those fish attractors. Sometimes you can't find them. They're hard to see on your electronics, especially like your down scan. If it's the PVC, it's really, for whatever reason, it just doesn't pop out right. But if you scan around, you'll see a lot of the bait fish and stuff like that, and you'll quickly realize that there's something there. So always go check those Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractors, because they almost always have some kind of fish on them. The crappie usually, but the bass will hang around those areas for sure, because they love to eat that crappie. So let's keep moving up, see what else we can find. There is a big fish attractor out here, not big, but there is a fish attractor out here in the middle of the lake as well. You can go look at maybe a wintertime thing. You've got some more laydowns back in here, another ramp. This is the Cedar Point boat ramp. When you go just behind that, where the little dock is there, there's a pretty good laydown that's back there too that you could flip around if you just were fishing from the shore or something like that. Then we're gonna come up here, we're gonna look in this next area. This is the Caney Creek Resort Campground. You have a pretty good little river, or creek, I guess, that comes through here. Looks like it has water pretty much most of the time. So that's gonna be a really good area to run up in the fall and the late summer right now. September time frame, if you can get up there, those are going to be really good areas to go and explore. Going to be a lot of fun, especially in the springtime too, like the early springtime. Those are going to be really great areas to go to. So definitely go look in there. You've got a lot of laydowns and a big flat that's right off this point that's coming out here with a creek channel running beside it. So this should be a fairly good point to fish as well. Let's keep moving up and let's get up here to the dam, or not to the dam, but to the bridge up here. And as we get up to the bridge, another couple more of these cypress trees, or maybe they're cypress trees, some kind of tree that's out here in the middle of the lake. Maybe not the middle of the lake, but you know what I mean? It's out there in the water, so you definitely want to stop, flip some stuff around those, see if you can catch anything. You got the bundle of laydowns and debris up here in the corner of the bridge. You've got a ramp. Of course, you always want to fish the corners of the bridge and see what you can find. That is almost always a go-to place for me. And then as we swing around the bridge here of 190, a couple more things to look at. We got a couple trees that are back in here. Let me see if I can adjust this image. There you can see it. There you can see it in 2017. You can see it now. You can see that there's some trees back in here as well. There's also another little one here. So if you're having success in those little groups of trees, there's a handful of them. There's not a bunch, but there's a handful of them. And if you can get something going on those, that could be a pretty good day, you know, pretty good pattern to run. I've had a lot of success flipping around those cypress trees with just like a rage bug or something like that, and just flipping and flipping and flipping until I start catching them. But definitely love fishing that style. That is a fun style to fish. You've got some more debris back in here. Looks like it might be an old dock or something like that. And then as we move up here, this is interesting. There's some type of a channel or a ditch or something like that going on right here. And if you notice, these two trees are basically right on the edge of it. So let me see if I can get us a better image here. We're gonna go back to 2012. There we go, to 2012. And now you can really see it. So you've got some type of a creek channel or something going on out of here. I can't see the channel that well, but I can definitely tell that it stays really deep right through here, and it gets really shallow right up in here. So these bushes or trees or whatever the heck they are, this could be a really good spot to go look. Nice little pinch points, got a little channel coming out, got some more laydowns up here, but I would put a lot of attention to that little spot right there. You've also got more laydowns going up this bank line. Of course, you're gonna have to be super careful in this lake. Look at all the standing timber and stuff like that. That could get really interesting. We're gonna stay on this right side. We'll come down, cover the middle and all that in just a second, but if we go up here into this little cove, just some interesting stuff here. You've got some trees to take a look at. You've also obviously really shallow little flat or hump that's over there that you could look at. You've got a ramp. You've got some more stumps to take a look at here that you could flip around. And then when you get over here in these things, I don't know if this was like a busted idea or what the heck this is. It says it's waterfront campground, so maybe people just come out here and camp on these little shootouts. But there's laydowns all in these things. So if it's springtime and they're up really, really shallow, or in the fall when they get up really, really shallow, these may be interesting little pockets to go check out. I mean, they could push the bait in there, get them all caught in there, and you could have a heyday going in there, one of those filled up with bait and bass at the same time. You've also got a lot of laydowns that are here in this area. And then as you look back here, there's just some channels. You can see the tracks here. This is the main river channel. You've also got a little side chute that comes through here. And then as you move up here, if you get over here by this ramp and you move up, you actually see it here too. This, I can't tell if you can get through here or not, but there's definitely some type of a small channel or a ditch that goes through here. And then you get back in here, you've got brush that's up in here, you've got trees, you've got laydowns. This little spot right in here looks pretty interesting to me, to be honest with you. I really like it. Moving on up here, we've got more Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractors. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch in here. I mean, they are all over the place. You've got some more laydowns, but I'd probably just, if I came up here, I would really hit these fish attractors really hard. I mean, look how many you have. That was 4 right there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You've got 11 different, 12, 13 different fish attractors from basically here up. So definitely a good spot to go check out. So let's keep moving down. Let's see what else we can find. We've got more ramps that are in this area. So if you're on that boat ramp pattern, that could be good. Here's some of those laydowns, kind of a high spot out here that's separating this side from the main river channel. So any of the stuff that's up in here on the back side of this, where the creek channel is, you may be able to find some productive areas up in here to flip around where fish are just kind of hanging out, you know, and waiting for the bait fish to come to them. So as you get out here, you've also got some more brush and stuff like that. So anyways, just go check out that whole area. I like this area right in here. Should be pretty productive, should have a lot of oxygen in the water, which should get you a lot of bait, which is also going to get you a lot of fish. So let's keep moving on down. We've got rock here, got another ramp, got another pretty decent little creek channel that comes through here. I think it's a creek channel. It looks like a creek channel, so I went ahead and marked it. You got a tree, little isolated tree out here you can mess with. Some more laydowns back in that area. Debris and brush and laydowns all in this little pocket. So if you get back here in this little pocket, you're just pounding bank line or something. Got some pretty interesting stuff back in there. and some debris in there as well. And then moving down, we've got more ramps, more laydowns. Good stuff, more ramps. There's that brush pile we talked about earlier. There's the ramp. We got marked several different laydowns in here. And let's see what this is where I said check, because I don't know exactly what that is. But something got my attention. So I think it looks like there may be a little ditch in here. And then these look like these may be little stumps or something like that. So just check in that spot and just see what that is. There might not be anything there at all. You never know. Let's go ahead and go out here off this point. So just show you where I'm at. We came down off the bridge right there. So now we're coming right here off the point. Finally, we actually see some rock. There's a little bit of rock in here, guys. Shocking, but there is. Obviously lots of laydowns and junk over here, but right out here we got a little rocky point. So you could have a collection of fish coming right off that little groups of rock. You've also got some debris in here that I wanted you to check out. And then another ramp. And then as we swing around this main point, and we're coming out towards the bridge again, we're gonna look at this side of it. Got another ramp, a couple more ramps here. We've got debris and laydowns back here by these docks. There's a lot of debris back in here. And then there's some pretty good laydowns that are right here underneath this dock. If I move this up to 2020, draw this back to 2019, that dock is now gone. And it looks like it's just a bunch of debris and junk like that to go look at. So I would go in there and flip around some stuff. Some of that stuff might actually be completely submerged, but there's definitely going to be something there. You got some shallow rock right here around this little crop out that comes out. I don't know what's going on here. This looks very interesting. These people have docks, but it's just a pond that's really close to the lake, but they can't get out. So I'm not sure what that is. Doesn't look like you can fish back in there, but you definitely have some rock right in there that you could look at. You got a pretty good little seawall here too with some pretty good corners you could check out. More ramps. As we get back in here, this looks like it's maybe some type of a creek or something. I couldn't tell, so I didn't mark any channel. I didn't see anything real significant there, but there is some debris and stuff that's over here. So if I pull over here, I'm wondering if this didn't used to be an old dock. Let's actually draw this back and see if at one point in time that was actually a dock, because my guess is it might have been, but maybe not. Still don't see anything. That's a negative, so I'm not sure what that was. Whatever it was built a very long time ago before Google Earth could pick it up. So let's just go back. We'll go back to that 2019 image is pretty clear, and we'll keep moving. So look how long of walkways these are. These are some pretty shallow docks, at least off this part. So this could be one of those little flats. But again, be careful, because if you probably can't see it on YouTube, but there's definitely some stumps and stuff like that in this area. So you're gonna have to be super careful. We got more laydowns back in here, more ramps, lots of docks, dock city. After you get done with all the docks, you could actually come over here and flip some laydowns and stuff. There's some pretty good little pocket here that has several different laydowns. And then that basically takes us up to the bridge. There is a little bit of debris here on both sides of the bridge that you can look at. I don't know if that's worth fishing or not. It's just a bunch of junk, really, just old washed up trees and logs and stuff like that. But sometimes those little areas can hold some pretty decent sized fish. So, it's always worth going and checking out. Here's a pretty big boat ramp here. This is on the lake RV resort, lakeside oasis. You have a nice little boat ramp there, pool and everything. I didn't see anything on this bank line. We're getting up here into the Caney Creek area again. As we get up here, have a nice little creek channel that comes out. I didn't see anything too special about this right here, but I do kind of like this boat ramp, because if we swing in, you'll see the boat ramp's got a really deep spot and then a really shallow, like little flat beside it. So I would check out what this is, see what's going on in here. That could be a nice little secret spot. You got some pretty good laydowns back in here as well. Got more rock, probably not anything too special, but some shallow rock you could fish there, as long as the water was up high enough. I don't know if I'd sell out on that rocky spot, but at least there's a little bit of rock there. And then when we get up here to the last bridge, some more things to look at. Just a couple ramps that are there, some debris that's back in here off this little area. So this could be a nice little sweet spot to look at. Another lay down. Of course, you got all this. Don't really have good riprap. I was going to say you have all this riprap by the bridge, but not really good riprap. And then you get up in here and it gets pretty shallow. So Obviously, this is going to be a spring or fall time thing when you're back here. Probably not going to be back here in the dead time of summer, but you do have some channels that are back here that I marked. You got some stuff that I wanted you to check out. I don't know what these squares are. A lot of times those are fish attractors. And there was one thing that caught my eye just a minute ago that apparently I missed the first time, and that's right here. You got some debris here as well that you could possibly fish around. I don't know how deep this is back here. We'll learn once we go to the contours, but looks like it's pretty shallow, but I would definitely look at that as long as it's a fishable area of the lake. Let's swing around the point, staying south of 356 here. Just got a couple more ramps, some laydowns all in these areas. You can see all the different laydowns that are there. Again, pretty shallow. Looking at these docks, look how far they come out. So you know this is shallow. Did want you to check this. I don't know what this is, like a homemade brush pile, bunch of PVC piping, not sure what it is, but definitely something to look at. You got some more laydowns in here. There's laydowns everywhere. Some interesting stuff here to check by this dock. I don't know what the heck is going on by this dock, but I just kind of check around there. I don't know if this is primo land to fish or not. Doesn't really look, you know, high probability to me, but I guess if you're fishing laydowns, you're going to be in luck because we're getting ready to see a ton of them. So just some debris and stuff right here that I wanted you to check. And then we're going to get into laydown galore. Basically from this point right here, all the way up to this ramp, you just have a ton of different laydowns. I've marked the biggest ones for you so you can see them and fish around them. You know, definitely there's way more there probably than I marked, but those are the ones that I really saw. You've got a pretty good little tree that's over here too you can go check out, but you can see this is a shallow area you could get up on and run around in. But again, I don't know how well this water fishes up here on the north side. How, you know, is it really turbid up here? I just don't know. So it's definitely something that you might want to take a look at. So as we get here, we get past this Camp Branch Acres property owners. I don't even know what the heck that is, but that little ramp right there. Again, lots of laydown, so I won't point them all out to you, but I definitely marked the big ones that I could find. I marked all the trees here. You can see there's actually some tires as well. So if we come out here and we zoom in, you'll notice someone has put a bunch of tires out here. So there's a little tire pile there, and there's also another one right here. And you can see that these actually start from about right in here and go all the way down and right in here. So that property owner's definitely got some tires in there, and that could be a really nice place to go look for some fish that a lot of people aren't going to know about. So let's keep moving up. We've got a boat ramp here, some more rock that's around in here, more laydowns, again a little bit more rock, some more rock around these little seawalls. And then as we move up in through here, we actually have a pretty decent little creek channel. This looks like it's Hart's Creek. So you can look at that little creek channel that's in there. We got some more laydowns. And then we're going to move out and let's take a look here. Just another little boat ramp that's in there. Shallow docks again, guys. This thing must have a lot of shallow docks. See a lot of big walkways. We've also got another ramp there. Some pretty good rock around that ramp. And then if we look just north of there, we've got some pretty good ramp there too. So liking all of this, but again, be extremely careful. You can't see it, but I can. These are all trees. These little black dots are all trees, so I got a feeling it's pretty hairy getting up in here. Pretty good rock right in there though, that you could look at. Let's zoom back and see where we are. We're getting pretty far north now. As we move up here, we're gonna start to find these little pockets of rock, so off these points. So right in here, you got some rock. Right in here, you got a little bit more rock. This almost looks like a bluff wall, almost like, I can't see it, so I can't verify it, but it's almost like that river channel comes this way and swings right into this area right in here. So this is going to be a more productive area because you've got that river channel coming in and swinging against us. Probably going to be a little bit deeper water here too. And as well as you're going to find debris, pushed up, stuff like that, all kinds of good stuff. You're going to find, this is where you find all the rock from it washing out. So a really good area to go look at as long as you can get up there. I don't know how you get up there with all these trees everywhere. We've also got rock here. We got laydowns galore, all kinds of junk, but inside of all that junk, you've got some more rock. So you got rock here and rock here as well. Then we get up here, just some random laydowns that are over here in these areas. Of course, if you're fishing laydowns on this lake, you're never gonna run out because there's about a billion. I mean, you can just look right here and there's a ton of them even out here. So this must be pretty shallow if I'm able to see those laydowns. As we get up in here, some more laydowns, another ramp here, and then just a little like I don't know if it's a rock mound or this could be an old foundation. I'm not sure what it is, but definitely something that the fish are going to be attracted to. So if you're fishing back in there, that's going to be something that's going to be a really good hot spot to go look at. So let's move up here. We're getting close to the Trinity River, and I didn't mark anything back through here. It's just basically just all washed out, but I did mark the river channel. But as we get up here, this part up in here looks pretty interesting, actually. It looks like it could be a pretty productive place. I think the Texas Park and Wildlife even said it was a productive area to fish on this lake. But you can see here some pretty good shallow rock to fish around. It kind of has laydowns all mixed in. You got more rocks in here, a boat ramp, more laydowns in here. You can even fish this little dam that's back in here as well. And then as you move over here to 356, we just kind of hop over the highway here. Here's the boat ramp here with some more rock around the boat ramp too. This may be like the old boat ramp possibly, or it could be an old road. Almost looks like this used to be an old road at one time, so it might even extend further out. So I do some scanning in this area. If there's nothing out here, then just come up here and fish this debris and rock and stuff like that and see what you can find. Another ramp here too. A couple more ramps back in here. One of the goat island. Everybody has a goat island. We've got a Texas Park Wildlife fish attractor here too. And then some more rock. You know, this is just shallow rock, but that shallow rock is a really good pattern that you can get on at certain times of the year. So we've got all those spots marked for you. You could easily identify them really quickly and just go run the lake with them. Also up here, we've got more ramps. A lot of good shallow rock right here around that ramp too, right in this area too. Another Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractor there. You got more rock around this little point and 2 fish attractors, so this must be a pretty decent little point to fish around. More rock again. Wanted you to check this. I wasn't sure what it was, but you can tell there's some kind of a brush pile or something there. Obviously brush piles in this lake are all over the place. I'm not sure how good that's going to be, but something's definitely there. Someone's put something there. You can see it when the water's down for sure. More laydowns up in here, a couple more creek channels. Then we get up here. Here's another major creek that's running right down through here, right up here by the golf course. If you can get in here, which I don't know if you have the ability to, you might, maybe a kayaker, but a bass boat may be able to get in here, but you do have a little bit of rock here. You got some rock here and some rock in here, and this looks like a spawning pocket if I've ever seen one. So if you can get in here in the spring, that's gonna be a pretty good little spawning area for them to get up into. We've also got some ramps in here, some more debris that's over there, some rock, some more ramps. And then as we move up, some more debris here. This, again, could have been an old dock at one time. Let's draw that back and see. Yes, it was a dock. In 2017, it was a dock, and then something happened between then and 2019, and that is no longer a dock, but it is very good debris to fish around, so I would go check that out for sure. And then I don't know what happened here, but our water is changing colors. What we're gonna do, we're probably gonna stop once we get back down to the river, but let's go ahead and finish this little pocket. We've got a ramp that's up here. Got another little pocket of laydowns in here, but we also got a little bit of rock that's over here too. This is riprap or rock, but what it is, but you can see right there in that spot. Then we're gonna come up here. I don't think I saw too much in here. A little bit of rock out there. I think that was like a little rocky, like riprap area that they put just around that point. Not much going on up here from anything that I could show you. There is a brush pile out here. And you're going to see here in a second. Watch this. This is going to change. It's going to blow your mind. I say that and then watch it not work. Oh, it's not even that good. But you can see 2017, the water was down low and that thing started to poke its little head out. So some type of brush pile or fish attractor or something. Definitely something that you want to go see if there's any fish around. You got some pretty interesting stuff back in here too. This is like a little drainage ditch or little creek that comes in. Fish love to hang out around that stuff. So go look at that. Go look at the little boat ramp here, the rock around the boat ramp as well. And then as we come down here, it gets a little bit busy around this little area right in here around 365. So as you come in here, obviously you want to fish the corners. In this area, the ramp there, you got more debris that's back there in this little pocket. It's almost like you have that on every one of your bridges. And then you got some shallow rock. And then this is probably where I'd spend a lot of time fishing around this point. You've got 2 Texas Park and Wildlife fish tractors out here. You've got some shallow rock. You might have some debris and stuff washed up in here. that is going to be a good area, high percentage area to go find some fish. You got some shallow rock along the seawall too, and I don't know if it was this video or the last video, but I was saying if you can find those seawalls, that can be really good to fish in the springtime, but especially if you can find those seawalls that have rock around them. If you get a seawall and rock, your percentage just went way up. So let's keep going up here. We've got some more laydowns. Another fish attractor. That one's almost on the bank where they have that one set. So I'm not sure what's going on there, unless that's like a really deep spot right in here and they just have it setting right off there. We've also got some more rock in this area, and then another Texas Park and Wildlife attractor there. If you're over here fishing, don't forget to fish that dock. That dock is all by its lonesome off a point, and my guess is fish like to set up there at certain points of time. So that really finishes up for this video. When we come back, we're going to start back here just south of the Trinity River. We'll cover this whole bank line on the west side, hopefully get us back down to the dam. That'll finish us up for that video, and then we'll finally finish off Lake Livingston talking about the offshore hotspots, switching over to Navionics Mobile. And I hope you guys are enjoying this. Make sure to go out, check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. We've got this lake plus several other lakes that are out there. You can take all these waypoints, put them on a card, or we'll ship the card to you. You can import them right into your graph and have the lake broke down for you while you're on the water. It'll change the way you fish. It'll make patterning fish so much more simpler. Go check it out, simplisticfishing.com. And until next time, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.